hold on to verses like this to help remind me of God and what he does for my life, even when I'm walking through a dark time. God's love is greater than my suffering. Might not feel like it in the moment, but it is greater, and they never fail. What are you going through that's a loss, that you could describe as a loss? And it might not be a loved one. It could be finances. It could be a job that's providing everything you have. It could be a loved one, the hurt from a loved one, like divorce. That kind of loss is right in front of you. It's hard, emotional loss. And what I'm sharing today, any of those losses, we can hold on as we walk through them. We can get through, because we're in this earth, a broken world. It's a broken world that losses will happen. During that time of Rick's journey with ALS, I decided about halfway through, I'm going to read the Bible all the way through. No, I read the Bible regularly, but I'm just saying I wanted to start from the beginning, and I do that every so often, to the end. And I landed on this passage today in Lamentations. When I found this passage and came upon it, I was like, Rick, listen to this. And how many times have you read the Bible and something new jumps out at you regularly? You know? It's so relational with whatever you're going through. And by the way, how many of you read Lamentations a lot? No, I didn't either. But Lamentations means funeral songs. So it's not something that draws you in, is it? No. And what it was about was the fact that Jerusalem was destroyed and the temple was destroyed, and there was a lot of heartache. And most people agree that Jeremiah was the author of that book, and he was sharing his heart, and he lamented. It's a whole book of lamenting. What is a lament? A lament is when you express sorrow, mourning, regret, grief, to wail. Been there. Express sorrow in a powerful way. But in the book, in the 3rd chapter, is this passage of Jeremiah having hope. So let's start there. Let's take a look at, and I gave out little note sheets. If you didn't get one, hold your hand up and they'll make sure you get one. I'm a good note taker. I love to take notes. If I write it down, I usually will remember it much, much better. And so I thought I would provide that for you today. But let's take a look at those first 2 verses where it says, "Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, and for his compassions never fail." Now, before I get there and tell you a couple things, I want to give you the definition of hope. It says it's a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. It's a feeling of trust. Now, that wasn't a biblical definition. This was just from the dictionary online. And so what I did was I divided this passage up into 3 areas. Certain, hope can be certain. Hope is a time to expect. And it is a part of trust. And so when you look at those first 2 verses, yet this I call to mind. Ooh, I love that word. I love yet. Yet this I call to mind. All this destruction, all the horribleness of everything that was going on. But the word yet means there's something better coming. It's not what's happening in the past or what's going on. It's yet what is coming. Yet. That's encouraging to me. And therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, which means completely destroyed. So because of the Lord's great love, we are not completely destroyed. for his compassions never fail. Compassions are concerns for the sufferings of others. Now, put your loss or what you're going through into that. Because of the Lord's great love, I'm not going to be completely destroyed. Yes. And because of his compassions, his concerns for the suffering, they will never fail. The compassions will never fail from God. That's encouraging. That makes me want to hold on. I want to hold on to verses like this to help remind me of God and what he does for my life, even when I'm walking through a dark time. God's love is greater than my suffering. Might not feel like it in the moment, but it is greater, and they never fail. In Isaiah 40:31, it says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." This was a verse that Rick held on to. He felt like God showed it to him all through our journey. He would look at it regularly, daily, and hold on to that verse and pray that verse. The first part, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." But the last part, he felt it was encouraging him to hold on for a healing, because it says they will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. He actually dreamed that verse, that he would see himself in that verse. Now, I'm not a big dreamer. I don't know why I don't remember dreams. I don't know. Maybe I should ask God to reveal things to me in dreams. But I felt like God revealed a lot of things to Rick in dreams that he had. And this was a verse that he held on to throughout this journey. Let's take a look at verse 23. "They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." A new day of hope. No matter what part of the journey you're on, you look to a new day. Isn't it interesting that God gave 24 hours in a day? He already knew we needed a new morning. When we're walking through tough times, it's a new day when the new day comes.